Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where we got to lots to chat about, lots of big news, and on top of that, big sales week. So we're going to have our man Lee Scriban, new chairman of the Thoroughbred Breeders Association, coming into town. Do you know something about Lee?
A touch.
A touch. You're going to put him under the cosh, you know.
Absolutely.
Last year I interviewed him, I had him wobbling. He was sweating.
He took the count, I believe.
Yeah. Apparently he tried to get Bruce LaRue, but he
started sweating.
No, he ran out of petrol, couldn't get from wherever.
Yeah, that's right. He's a Cater Ridge at the moment.
Breeders are battling. We've got to go to these sales because the breeders are battling. We've got to go and help them out. You know, there really is a lot of problems.
I wonder if it's not the economy to a larger degree after having gone to rugby and watched the Springboks play against the French. And to me, it was a small crowd, and they said 41,000. I said, not in 100 years there were 41,000.
No, I watched it on TV. I saw you.
Yeah,
there were only about 5 other people there.
That's right.
Yeah, but it was worthy of a full crowd because, as you see, with 8 Lions players, the Springboks looked different class.
Played very well. They were impressive and good start to the season.
Yeah. So what do you make of it? Do you think that there's a future now?
I don't know how strong the French are with them experimenting with new players. You know, the guys they brought back and had just been in a cup final a week ago. They played their hearts out in France and they looked a bit jaded. But no, don't take anything away from the Springboks. I like the way they played, and the man of the match was outstanding. I thought young Dupree was outstanding. So it augurs well at this early stage.
Young Dupree. Okay, what about a couple of the others like the fly half? Elton, he's different class, that Elton. I know you're sharp supporter. He's a different class. He dictates the game fantastically. He's a very, very good player, and he's better with his own scrum half.
He's 12 games last year. He didn't dictate one of them. So he dictates against France. Keep him for France.
The Lions have won 11 out of 12. He's different class, let me tell you.
We won 4 of 11 last year. We won 4 of 11 with him playing. 4 of 11. Put that in your
But we only had him. We've now got a whole team of Lions. And remember
that's the key. That's the key. Not him, the other players.
Yeah, but they got the right players there. As far as the rest are concerned, have you bought any players, Tottenham?
Yeah, there are a lot of moves about, a lot of offers out.
Yeah.
But you wait a couple of weeks because it's mainly just stories at the moment, Jim. Let's wait till something concrete comes along, because I know Man Man United have spent about 100 million.
Already?
Yeah.
No, well, Mourinho is a spender.
They spent over 100 million last year.
Yeah,
got them 6th, and 3 trophies: the Tupperware Cup, the Community Shield,
I know some trainers like that.
Yes,
you know, spend a lot, not much results. But the point is that we're going to move on and have a look. Did you watch, just as an aside, did you watch the US Open
Who won it?
golf?
Who won it?
Brooks Koepka won it.
Gee, well done,
by 3.
Any South African in the first 400?
No, I'll tell you, Thomas Aiken played well.
Oosthuizen?
Was there or thereabouts. Ernie finished in the top 50, I think. He finished +7, but he was there for quite a long while.
+7?
Yeah.
What was the winner's total?
-15, -16.
So it was only 23 adrift?
Yeah, but the point is, have you seen that golf course?
Sure, 23 adrift.
If you hit it offline, just reload. You couldn't get the ball out. These are the best players in the world that just couldn't get the ball out.
Yeah,
it was
great players missed the cut.
It was actually very, very interesting to watch it. Ricky Fowler had a chance.
Where was that young Englishman who was doing well?
Yeah, he collapsed like a Paul Casey.
No, he went to third day.
He collapsed like a cheap.
No, the guy on the third day, he had quite a long hair. Englishman.
Oh, Fleetwood, Tommy Fleetwood. He can play that boy.
Yeah, where did he finish?
He finished about 6th. He finished 9 under, I think, but he can play. He might be an inclusion in the British Open this year. He's certainly worth it. Let's go and have a look at our 3 to follow. Well, there we go. Let's start with our 3 to follow, and we go to the first one. We're going to Turfentine. It was a work riders race, and Michael Azzi, who's a new flavour of the Winning Ways block, he ended up running a place with this one. Let's go and have a look.
Yeah, the horse is called Supergirl Condi. It's having his debut run. Tinus Gericke's colours and trap 2. Jumps fairly well, and then soon gets outpaced. and runs on very well in the end. And this is one that's gonna you got to follow, James.
Yeah, Spy Western Winter out of a parade leader mare, proper Lammerskral breeding and bred by them obviously, and Tina Skereke is a lovely man.
Yeah, great guy.
He's got Bruce LaRue as his partner. That's probably why Bruce never got to the show, because he was, gone to Joburg to give it a kiss and a hug.
Yeah, well, the fancied runners, Mrs. J, Pilgrim's Progress, they're up there. And this horse drops off the speed. You'll see it's very green late in the race. It's got this, it looks like a blue or black shadow roll. It's at the back with the white face, second last. And as they come for home, it drifts to the outside, James, and it never really gets into it until the penny drops late.
Really late, because you've actually got no chance of it running anywhere close. If you watch it going through the 400, here she starts coming out. She's got the big white blaze, not the little white blaze next door to her. She's on the right-hand side. And she comes out, two off the right, and she ends up coming outside of them and really looking like she's lost now, and we've got about 400 to run.
Yeah, she can't quicken with them. Yeah, you're right there, James. She's not going to go anywhere. She's not going to place. And here, she's just starting to get the hang of it as the front two. And the groom on the winner, James, when he gets stuck into this winner, Mrs. J, and you think it's going to get caught. And suddenly, coming into the picture is Michael Azzi's filly, which runs third.
Well, the filly on the inside in the yellow is Sean Terry's filly, which was a hot favourite in the race, advanced to go with Gingadez on. And this was a very, very nice run. You'd think that this filly will definitely improve a lot from this run, and certainly be able to go in one of those type of races, one of those maiden plates in Joburg in the middle of winter. We move on to the next one, was the second race, and this is a fascinating race. Why we picked this up, because this is very aptly named. It's by Oratorio, bred by Naddison Park, and it's out of a Western Winter mare, and it was called Mrs. O. And we all know
her contribution to racing. Fantastic woman.
Yeah.
Mrs. O was touted as being a good horse. These Oratorios are winning everywhere now. Suddenly everyone's sitting up and taking notice of the Oratorios. And this one here found support. They put Pierre Stradum on it, and it had a few to beat, and it won simply because it had its more ability. It was very dumb.
Okay, let's go and pick it up at the start. They've got to go 1,000 meters, and this was a very, very good win. When you see it's drawn right on the outside, drawn 9, and to win 1,000 meters in Oratorio is maybe something special, this filly.
Yeah, the runner-up, No More Words, looked the horse to beat, and Anthony Delpeche, who's really riding a lot of winners, goes to the front under a good hold, and Stradum realizes he's not going to get in, so he's trying to cover his horse up. Mrs. O, it's near the back, and Anthony Delpeche is dictating, and when they turn for home, James, and they quicken off that spur, it looks like Mrs. O is going to get a blow in, and then suddenly she's not in the photo.
Well, here she is right on the right-hand side of your picture. She moves up quite smartly. Remember, there's only 1,000 meters.
Yes.
The horse she beat is in front, No More Words, a byword. So two new stallions on the block here, and now Anthony goes for the gloves and gets going on the byword, and looks like it's going to win for all intents and purposes, but here comes Striker.
Striker gets him to really quicken, and this horse, I didn't think it was going to get there. The commentator might not have as well, but the commentator did call late. He wouldn't like to split them, and it went to Mrs. O, and this horse is going to improve a long way, James.
Absolutely. Let's keep a close eye on that one, because it will be better over a lot more ground, I would have thought. Let's move on to the third one. We went to Scottsville on Sunday, and this was won by one of your horses, who looked like a real racehorse in the parade ring, son of Jodpot. But the second horse really is a nice horse.
Very nice. Alistair's got some very nice 2-year-olds that he's stepping out. Yeah. I've been impressed with Alistair's. And once he put Arthur Marcus on this, you knew the game was on. And was beaten ahead. That's it.
Yeah.
Very good debut.
Let's go and pick them up at the start of the slot. And Anthony Hotspur is the horse that we picked up towards the outside here.
Yeah, Anthony Hotspur. You'll see it. I thought First Crusade was the horse they would all have to beat. Had the form and wasn't beaten far. I thought Toltec would have a chance too. The fancied runners were up there. And this horse we've found for you, Anthony Hotspur, gets involved in the scrum late and isn't beaten far, and is certainly one that you must keep an eye on. The winner is my horse, James, 4 or so off the right. moving up in Robert Maingard's colours, joining the leading gang here.
Yeah, you'll see this horse he's got the sort of yellowish colours on. Looks like he's got he's in the vanguard. Certainly got a chance. He's by Antonius Pius out of Parade Leader mare. Funnily enough, 2 Parade Leader mares that we picked out. And as you said, Mr. Campbell bred him. I think it's Doug's patron.
It could well be Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell, B.B. Campbell.
That's right.
He bred it, so nice.
And here, the scrum's good. You know, they're down the inside. MJ Bailiff's going his hardest. I thought Warren Kennedy rode a great race for us. And Arthur's getting this horse. He's a little dumb. Arthur changes his stick, and he's beaten right on the line. So it's a very good run by Anthony Hotspur.
Yeah, he absolutely ran on really well towards the death, and that run will have brought him on quite a lot. He certainly looks like he'll be a horse to have a close look at. Let's move on to This Shouldn't Happen, which won't happen, but we'll just show you the slide.
As they come in, ladies and gentlemen, coming into it, Brown Boys. He overshot the line. Can he get him stopped today? As yesterday, he blew on by it, cost him. But he's in front right now. Brown Boys. Into second is Cheyenne River. TMT will be first to his horses. There's Brown Boys coming in with a good shot. He tries to get him gathered up and shot out. He overshot his box a little. He's got to get out of the way. TMT gets a breakaway from there. It's TMT. Here goes Cheyenne River Relay. Take a look right with them. DD Express wants to go up there in the hunt. All 3 of them. Here's Brown Boys. DeLorme's now got in here. This horse probably won't buck as he takes a jump at him. DeLorme's got a ton of ground to make up. I hope he's got anchor horses here. He should have. He trains right here. On the front is TMT showing the way. Cheyenne River into second. DD Express back into third. Brown Boys into fourth. DeLorme now getting away from there. Got a country mile to go. These guys have set these horses down. Most of them used to a half-mile racetrack. They could be playing on dangerous ground, but this is what they come for. It's TMT in front. Take a look right here. As Brown Boys wants to go up there. That's DD Express going up there and running into second place. Into third place is going to be Cheyenne River. Back into fourth is Brown Boys. Trailing the field is DeLorme. They hit the top. It's TMT from Crow Agency, Montana. Trying to reel him in and gain him with every stride. Will he run out of real estate? Does he have enough fuel in the tank? Is going to be the question with DD Express. He's taking a charge at him, but trying to hold on is TMT from Crow Agency. DD Express from Eagle Butte, South Dakota. Back into third is Brown Boys as they roll around the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in for a switch as they get in there. One, switch away as they come in. It's DD Express showing the way. In the second is, TMT shows the way. DD Express is in the second. Brown Boys to third. In the fourth is Cheyenne River. DeLorme's made up a ton of ground from the first stock getting away from there. They come in for their switch. They're pointing where to shoot. TMT, one switch away. He's off. He's on. And he's gone. He gets a beautiful weight. TMT with an anchor horse gets away from there beautifully. Here's Brown Boys coming in. He's off, takes a run, jump, and gone. But look up here at the top end. In the second is DD Express in second. TMT, DD Express. DeLorme's got a ton of ground to make it.
Well, there you go. You can watch the full and unabridged version on YouTube. That's where we have This Shouldn't Happen. But we're going to move on to the Plum of the Week.
Mighty Valdi still on the bridle, going to come forward 2.5 lengths to make up. Looking to run on Sail the Bay on the outside. Red 8 the one to get to. Mighty Valdi. Opera Royal on the extreme outsider starting to bear down. Anton gets Opera Royal to find more. And Opera Royal now strikes the front the last 100 metres. Opera Royal goes on to score. Second spot close. Mumbo Rock gets up possibly second ahead of Red 8, and then came Mighty Valdi.
Well, this horse fitted with the blinkers, fitted with Anton Marcus, bred by our mates Marsden and Van Leer. Jeff Van Leer, do you know Jeff Van Leer? That's a lunatic.
Is that right?
Saw one. Yeah,
oh, good,
yeah.
good.
Anyway,
Only a few
the
of us
Joburg
left.
boys, but they're not in Joburg anymore. I think they both live in Durban, in Cape Town at least, by Oratorio, and won a nice race. This.
Again, the young Oratorio is coming forward again.
Well, there you go. But this Interbet, 5-2, ended up 12-10. This horse in the betting, you could have got 5-2 on Interbet. It was touted as the best bet of the week. Dees made it the best bet on the morning show, and you had to be on with your Interbet account. So it looked like it was very impressive, and certainly one worth getting your whole week going. This week's going to be a good week. We're going to go and look at current affairs after we've had this break.
Whenever anyone asks me for a shrewd tip, my first response is always to tell them, open an Interbet account. That's the biggest certainty that I can give any punter with total confidence. Not only is it a good business, but it is interactive, exciting, and great entertainment as well. My name is Snowy Brown. I'm a sports fanatic, and I'm all about sports betting because of the unpredictability, the enjoyment of the team being the underdog and finishing first, or a team scoring the winning goal in the last seconds of a match to be the victors. The beauty about this is that if I'm betting on the soccer, I can use in-play betting, which allows me to bet across multiple areas of the game. Knowing I have full control of my betting spread and where my money goes gives me satisfaction that Interbet has given me the power to control my bets. In my opinion, Interbet were the pioneers of online and Mobi betting in South Africa and will continue to lead the way. Interbet, where the professionals bet.
Right, welcome to another edition of Current Affairs. We had feature races, a feature race on Friday evening, and on Sunday we had the two track and ball big ones, the Oaks and the Derby. But it was the post-Merchants, James, and before we look at it, it's always a good sprint.
Absolutely. It's a grade 2, and it's certainly deserving of grade 2 status. We had most of the best horses that you can find in the race. And Brett Crawford's season continued. He's been on fire. Those other Cape trainers must be embarrassed for the way that they're going compared to Crawford.
Well, I don't know. Joey's horses are running well. A few of the other Snaith's horses are running well. I think they're a strong team. But let's go and have a look at this race.
Them bait at you.
Yeah, we'll mention the other guys, the Cape trainers, listening to you and thinking,
After the start, red carpet captain, amazing strikers near the rail, and Gold Storm on the outside. Donny G's got the red cap, also among the leading group. They're followed further back by Talk to the Stars. Joan Rangers on the outside of runners. Captain Swarovski. Professor Brian at this stage 6 or 7 lengths off the leader. Behind that is Lord Balmoral. Then comes Captain's Causeway. Mr. Roy's the trailer, 8 or 9 lengths off the lead. Post Merchants heads for home now, and the leader Search Party with the red cap. Barbosa's there, Amazing Strike to the inside. Then Donny G. Talk to the Stars goes for a split down the inside. Captain Swarovski towards the outside. Red Carpet Captain. Professor Brian starts up his engine, but he's got 4 or 5 to go, and it's Search Party the leader. Here's Talk to the Stars with a big run. Amazing Strike on the outside. Search Party and Talk to the Stars. Search Party just the leader and won it. Second, Talk to the Stars, Amazing Strike and Captain's Causeway in the running of the Post Merchants. And the hot...
There we go, Search Party. Brett Croft, Pierre Cornell, another man who's turned his career around. He's really riding with great confidence, and Brett's given him every chance, James, and he's taken it with both hands.
I think he deserves every bit of it. I think he's a very good rider. I think he's got a great attitude, and I think that he's a guy that will go onward and upward from here. This is Search Party. He's a 4-year-old Captain Al. He was up in the weights, you know. He's only a 4-time winner, but he's bred by Ascot Stud.
Good breeders.
And he's out of a Pennekamp mare, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
So it shows you these foreign influences still make a big difference here in this country.
Did you, just changing tack for 10 seconds, did you watch Carte Blanche last night?
Yes, I did. I was actually
Very
thinking
interesting.
about, yeah, it was very interesting, and it's interesting it got out in the public domain. What,
That's it. Put
what
it out
fascinated me about the discussion was our minister, okay, it reiterated it's got to come from
The partners.
Yeah, it's
Our
got to
trade
come from our
partners.
trade partners, and we've got to be able to work with our trade partners. And that's something that Mike de Kock has always said. He said that you can't do it through
Yes,
little organizations here. You've
Yeah.
got to do it through government.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to be able to turn it
You
around.
know, we're going to have willingness. And James, I thought Michael spoke very well. I thought Peter Gibson spoke very well. I enjoyed watching it, and it was well put together by Carte Blanche.
I think that the Carte Blanche is an unbelievable program. It's probably only second to Winning Ways, but there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
What can you say? You know,
James, I can say Talks to the Stars.
Talk to the Stars. What a run from
Yeah.
Kuni's horse. Kuni,
Yeah.
he's just a
He's got a scarf.
great horse.
Yeah, he's got a really
He got
superb
shoes
horse.
on this time, so Kuni, you know, because
No,
he's
him
won a
or-
few races, he's been able to put
Kuni
a set,
or the horse?
Yeah, no, he's been able to put a set of alleys on the horse, so which is very nice to see. And he runs, he ran
Very
behind
good sprinter,
Rafik.
James.
Oh, he's
Very good sprinter.
such a lovely horse.
And I thought Amazing Strike up the game as well. So good to see some of them coming through. That was Friday night, James.
Yeah.
It was a very good evening here.
It was a good evening. Post
Yeah.
Merchants put on.
Did a very
the
good job.
newspapers put on good race meetings.
Funny,
Rising
yeah.
Sun was fabulous. We didn't
Daily
get out
News.
on air last
Yeah,
week,
that's
unfortunately.
right.
So, but Rising Sun put on an unbelievable show,
Yes.
and same with Post Merchants. So let's good for them.
So get all of the newspapers. Right, let's go to Sunday where we had the track and ball day. Again, a very good day's racing. We had 2 features, the Oaks and the Derby, both track and ball specialists. And we're going to show you the Oaks first. And James, still a lot of grumbles out there that the Derby, I think there was one 3-year-old in it. You know, it's now become a haven for the older horses trying to qualify for races.
Well, let's look at it in the proper context. Whoever did this programming has got no clue, okay?
Yeah.
And you know me, I say what I think. And
Of
I
course
think
you
they've
do.
got no clue. Because if you're going to have a Derby or an Oaks for 3-year-olds, you can't have it here. Because 3-year-olds, the best 3-year-olds are getting ready for the July. They've just run in the Woolhavington and the Daily News. So it doesn't fit in with the program at all.
You can program it differently.
Of
Do you
course.
remember Terence Millard used to go through many Derby
Of
wins to
course,
win the
the
July?
Derby should be in
Earlier.
but then it clashes with the South African Derby, you see, which is up at Turfdean, the South African Oaks up at Turfdean. They're at the end of April. So you have a problem. So make these races staying races for older horses. But don't call them
All
derbies and
ages.
oaks. Don't call them derbies and oaks. This was a big. When they started with this, we said to them, "You cannot
know,
call
there's
these
been a lot of- there's been a
these
lot,
races
correct.
derbies and oaks. Call them something, whatever you wish. They fit into the program. They give the older horses a chance to.
Imagine telling somebody, I had a very good horse, he won the Derby twice.
Yeah,
Well, I had a very good horse, won the Oaks twice. The guy said, this guy been drinking.
yeah.
You know, I agree with you. I agree. But let's get on to the races because it's always good to see.
They were good races.
I agree with you. Mile and a half racing, I'm always a big fan of. And Jeffrey Woodruff has come down for the season and got to tick the right boxes here with Zanti. Remember Zanti when it was with Neil Bruss? Good staying horse.
Yeah, I thought Ian Sturgeon rode a cracking good race on this. So this filly certainly had one on the course. She showed a liking for the course. Let's go and pick him up at the 600.
The leader, Zafira with the blue caps, the first one to move in. Witchcraft in the centre of the track. Francia, Silver Willows towards the outside. Epona still got 6 or 7 to go. It's Zante, the leader, past the 200-metre marker. Estimation, Witchcraft, Girl on the run. Adorada start her motor. Patch it up, baby, on the outside. Zante still goes though. Zante over the last 100 metres. Girl on the run, Witchcraft, but Zante has won it. Second, Estimation, All Girl on the run with Royal Utopia taking off late.
Yeah, this is Lammerskroll stud.
Yeah, but interesting, this is owned by Lammerskroll, but was bred by Nigel Page.
Yes.
Okay, who's with the Oppenheimers,
Yes.
been with the Oppenheimers forever.
Yeah, forever,
and, it's an ideal world out of a Western Winter mare. And obviously, Lammerskroll bought this mare from, I think that Sally might have had a share in it. And in the early days, I'm sure that she was involved.
Yeah, well done
in
to,
this
you know,
horse when it was with Neil, you know.
Very good for them. And well done to Jeffrey Woodruff. His daughter was down to assist. She works very hard because they stabled alongside me. So well done to everyone connected with Zanti. As you said, the ideal world came through, and Fish Sturgeon, superb ride. Then the Derby, Jim. Now the Derby, all the talk before the Derby was small field. Mr. Winsome has to win to give himself a chance of qualifying after having run third from the back in the 1900, and secondly was 3 for 3 at the track.
How can he not get into the July?
No, I'm not taking that stance. I'm just saying he might not have got in.
Oh yeah, if he got beaten, he's
Yes,
no chance.
no chance. People realise
but the way he won a good race, this horse.
He's a decent horse.
Yeah.
He's given him time and he's found his...
He's a Sulfana out of an Al Mufti mare. He's bred by Dew Farm, that's River World, that's our man Van Heerden, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I think you're right.
And, the Meekers own him with... the Nikas, Bryn Rissel, a whole bunch of lovely racing people. And he's just got better and better. He looks like quite a good horse, this horse.
He's thrown his hat in the ring, and I believe if he gets in, it'll be Warren Kennedy's ride. Let's have a look at it.
On the outside, Let It Rain. Between them, Sun on Africa. Mr. Winsome gets hooked right out to the stand side. Mr. O'Neill goes through between horses. Captain Splendid on the inside. 300 to go, Sun on Africa. Mr. Winsome starting to warm up with the yellow sleeves now. It's become a 2-horse race. Mr. Winsome and Sun on Africa, nothing between the two of them. Mr. Winsome, though, gaining the advantage, and Mr. Winsome goes on to win it. Second, Sun on Africa, Let It Rain, Captain Splendid.
Yeah, a very good run by the runner-up, Sun on Africa. As I said, Warren Kennedy must have realised if this wins, I could get a ride in the big race. And Warren Kennedy's having a great season.
Yeah, he's riding extremely well. He's been given the chance by the Van Zales.
Yes.
And I see you gave him a chance and he cracked it for you too. So he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I really believe this horse deserves a crack at the July.
So do I.
I'm hoping he gets in for the team. I think they're good people in racing, and you've got to look after good people. These guys, they really deserve to be there, strutting their stuff on July Day. Not from a distance to, I believe that he can win a July, but he'd be competitive. I would have thought.
Nostradamus? You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
No. But next week, talking about the July. Next week, we're going to have a little panel discussion, okay? Which
hard-hitting panel discussion.
Hard-hitting. We're going to put it on YouTube, okay, and Form Grid's radio, because they took our show last week and they put it on, was very well received. And we're going to discuss the card. You, me, Kevin Shea, and Mike de Kock. And we will discuss the whole July card. So
hard-hitting.
Get studying, okay? And we bury whatever needs to be buried.
That's it, man.
And we'll resuscitate whatever needs to be resuscitated, and we'll give mouth to someone.
That's right. And just I hope Steven Spielberg's listening, that I want you to record what Handsome here said, that Mr. Winsome can't win the Vodacom Derby July. Just make sure that's on record, please.
Okay, I've made mistakes before, and I'll probably make them again. But let's go and have a look at Magic Millions Star of the Week. Trojan Harbour. Well, this horse won the Group 3 Gatecrasher Stakes and won like a really decent horse. He's a very nice son of Harbour Watch.
Yes.
He was bought for 50 grand at the Gold Coast yearling sale.
Brian Bernard came out and bought him himself.
Yeah, well done to Brian Bernard and the team. And he looks like he could be an extremely nice horse and fantastic for them. And as you know, that's where you can go and buy some nice horses. If you've got to go to Aussie, you go to Magic Millions. We move on and see what else we got in our news. What have we got in the news department?
What I found, let's get the tragedy out, all the sad part. Right Approach died, and I believe Hansel died.
Hansel died, yeah. He was 29 years old. He'd had a good career. He won 2 legs of the Triple Crown, the Preakness and Belmont, Hansel.
Yeah.
And Right Approach
gave us a lot of fun. You know, he did it in the duty free.
Yeah, it was a great horse. He was a very nice stallion.
And he threw some good horses.
Yeah, White Line Fever, and then
Yes.
he did well, Right Approach. He was a good sort of horse. And, you know...
I think, James, the exciting news for me has to be Canford Cliffs coming out here.
That's big news, isn't it?
Yeah. So does this just come to fruition or just come to pass?
Yeah, it was on Sporting Post over the weekend, and very pleased to be able to get this news from them. Canford Cliffs is going to Highlands, to stand in the 2018 season in the off-season, which is
Did they
amazing.
Put a fee up, James? They put a fee up?
No, they didn't put a fee up. What is amazing to me is that this is probably one of the first shuttle stallions that have ever come to this country.
Yeah, and we've got a Canford Cliff running. I think it runs for Bernard Cantor.
Yeah.
I think Brett Crawford trains it.
One of the Cape Town boys.
Yeah, it's won a few races. Yeah. Very nice. Canford Cliffs, I remember it. A fantastic horse.
He was second in the...
Richard Hughes used to ride it.
Yeah, for Richard Hannon.
That's right.
He won 5 Group 1s, this horse, Canford Cliffs. He won the Irish 2000. He won the Queen Anne and St James Palace Stakes, the Sussex Stakes. He was a very, very good horse. And as a stallion, first crop, he was second on the stallion log to Kodiak. So
Kodiak's doing very well.
You know, it just shows you that he's a serious horse, and for Highlands to have acquired him for the off season is just a huge win for us. What interests me is how do the dynamics work as far as quarantine is concerned?
That we'll have to let you know later, James. But this week's Royal Ascot, some of those races you mentioned there, we'll get to see the likes of Canford Cliffs equivalent now. There's some great racing.
The big ones, Ribchester, that's the horse that they're all talking about.
Is Churchill coming into town?
Churchill's coming in, the Dual Guineas winner. He's going to run in the St James Palace.
Yes.
Okay. And then the Americans are coming. Wesley Ward's got 9 or 10 horses that he's bringing
Speed trainer, 2-year-old speed trainer.
Yeah, he's got one in the Queen Mary.
One in the Coventry, probably.
Coventry, he's always got in the juvenile races. And he's got Uncle Mo running in the Coventry, I think. That's he's the sire of the moment. In
it starts off, James, obviously the King Stand.
King Stand. He's got one in the King Stand, Lady Aurelia.
Okay.
She won the. I think she won the Queen Mary last year.
Okay.
Lady Aurelia. She was a champion sprinter in America. She won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Sprint as well. So she's coming. Graham Motion's bringing a horse or two. Todd Pletcher's bringing horses.
Any Australians? Because for years they've been trying to get last couple of years, trying to get Winks out there, but not coming.
No. Winks just frying fish in Australia. Whenever it feels like it, it steps up and wins
by
different
8.
class. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
So that's Royal Ascot. And then talk about Gunrunner. Talk about horses moving and myths that go with it. Tell us the story of Gunrunner.
Well, what happened was Gunrunner ran in the Dubai World Cup, and everyone said, if you run in the Dubai World Cup, you've got no chance of, it knocks the hell out of the horses, and you've got no chance of coming back and this and that and the other. Gunrunner, 11 weeks later, stood up in the Stephen Foster, which is a $500,000 Group 1. I think it's a Santa Anita, and he won it in a common canter. He won by seven lengths. He was a lovely horse. I remember seeing him at Dubai. He's got a little feminine head, but he can run like hell. And so he won the Stephen Foster.
Mpumi Majola, Shanti.
Mpumi, he won at Shanti in the Young Riders. I think they called it the Young Guns series, where the apprentices from all over the world get together. He rode a horse, came from last and won they're all on the poly track. And Shanti, so good luck to him. Mpumi Majoka, he's looking like he's trying to get something done. And I don't know if there's much more news.
Yeah, just I will speak to Scribo about the upcoming sale. You know,
Yeah.
we've got the big sale coming in next week. There's obviously the Vodacom Durban July Gallops on Thursday. The field will be announced at a function Tuesday. I think that's about it.
Yeah, it's got big weeks racing this week.
There is a
you know.
sale. There is a sale. Sorry, James. After the Gallops.
Super sale, yeah.
Super sale.
Michael Holmes is
Yeah,
super
Michael
sale.
Holmes is
I don't know
super
if
sale.
it's not run by the TBA. Well, we'll find out from Scribo what the
Okay.
story is now. Because
Lovely.
I think Michael Holmes has now become the big shot at the TBA, which is quite interesting. But you'll find out all that news. You know,
Lovely.
we want to know how our friends are moving in high places. That's the big thing.
That's the
Just
big
make
thing.
sure that you get all that info.
I've got it all.
Okay, enjoy Lee Scriban, the new chairman of the Thoroughbred Breeders Association. He'll be up with Paul next. Right, well, we're looking forward to stepping up with Lee Scriban. He'll be next with Paul.
Yes, sir.
Hi, welcome to Your Call, where I've got Lee Scriban. Scribo's in the house, and as you know, he's now chairman of the TBA. And we're going to be talking to him a bit about the TBA, about the upcoming sales and different trends. And of course, we'll touch on his stud as well. Thanks very much for coming in.
Yeah, pleasure.
Right, you're chairman of the TBA. When did that come into being?
Well, James, for my sins.
James is my cousin. I'm
James.
Paul.
Okay, James Paul.
That's it, James Paul. My sins.
Left, no, that came in after the AGM. Susan Kelmanson, who'd been there for 6 years.
Oh, she had a 6-year reign.
Yeah, and she stepped down.
Okay.
Like I said, for my sins,
Is it a ballot?
No, it is the council, the
Okay.
directors as such. They then put forward names as such, yeah, and we had a hell of a lot of names put forward. Mine being the only one, so I was
you shoved.
yeah, correct. For want of another word, I was going to say gangbang, but
Yes,
yeah,
that's a pretty good word.
yeah.
Let me put it to you this way. How long will your tenure be?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years, and you got an option. At my age, 3 years is a long time.
You're a healthy man, don't you? Don't talk like that.
Yeah,
here.
no. Maybe on the outside, but 3 years, and you've probably noticed as well that we have TBA,
Yes.
BSA.
Yes. What's the difference?
TBA, we're looking after breed affairs. Look after the breeders. The BSA is the selling side of the business. And we did that because before it seemed to be, there was just no, one was always looking at the other. And I think this way we are far more professional. It's done properly. Yeah, I'll give an example at the recent national sales. The vendors, and I must thank them very much for putting on, but the vendors were paid paid before the stipulated time.
Okay.
We ourselves took our part of the commission and paid.
Yes.
That's how confident we are of, let's call it,
Do you guys have a kitty?
we got a small kitty, yes, and but as you know, there's a percentage paid.
Yes.
To run the whole show. So some of that percentage was actually paid and was taken and paid. So the vendors are paid, and that to me is most important.
Yes, because they're under the cosh.
They're under the cosh, correct. And
Let's
I
just
think
go
they
back
must
to,
be.
sorry, Scribble, let's just go back to BSA and TBA.
Yeah.
You are the honcho at TBA.
Yes.
Who's the honcho at BSA?
Well, in BSA, we've got Michael Holmes.
Management, are they management guys?
Well, Michael and the two boys from Equine,
Gary and Chris?
Gary and Chris, they on
A board?
Yes, there is a board. There's 6 of us on the board.
Okay.
Rennie Price,
Yes.
Mark Green,
Yes.
and myself.
Do
Rennie being the chairman of BSA.
Okay, I've got it. Do they report to you?
They report to TBA.
They
correct.
do report to TBA.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, I understand. It looks like a management setup at BSA where
Yeah.
you've got to run things, and 3 good lads, 3 local lads.
Yeah, and I mean, they've been in racing for forever, and
Yes.
having worked with them now since this sale of last year at Sabaya, having worked with these lads, they, you know where their heart is.
Yeah, no, certainly. And obviously it comes at a time where you have opposition with
Yeah,
CTS,
yeah.
and you've got to raise your game.
Well, yeah, and I think CTS do a very good job.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with 2 sales companies.
Yeah. It's good.
yeah, I think-
Antitrust laws. You want people to have a go, and they've got very good sales, and
Yes.
so have you guys.
Yeah, no, and as you've said, the one company keeps the other one on their toes, which is a hell of a good thing for us,
Yeah.
racing people.
Okay, so now we've got that out of the way. Let's talk about the upcoming sale. Now you've got the Durban sale. It's gone back to Sabaya because you couldn't get the casino. in
Well,
Durban.
yeah, the casino Suncoast were doing or are doing a lot of alterations, and where we were having the sale was obviously where they are doing the alterations, and they are chivvying up the place, etc., etc. So we've gone back to my mate Melville.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to think of Melville's surname.
I would have thought that was a surname.
No. From Sabaya,
Yes.
and so they accommodated last year, and
You've got to put the boxes up and do it all.
well,
again.
I'm going there tomorrow, and but by all accounts, the stables are already up. The horses are starting to come in from Wednesday, from the horses from the Cape, and by Friday, I think that 99% of the horses will be there.
People can get down there
Yeah.
and view them and that. And
Yeah, sure.
280 lots over 2
Roughly
days.
280, and you always got those withdrawals, horses injured, etc.
Sure.
So you're probably looking at 230, 240, maybe 250 that they will sell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sale that I can see has started to go stronger. Just from a personal side of it, I bought 4 horses there last year. 2 of them ran in Group 1s this 2 weeks ago. I've been very fortunate. There's some very good horses. Michael de Kock stepped out of 600 grand the other day by Silvana, who looks very good. So it's because of the races that the breeders put on the week before and on the Vodacom Durban July Day, you got to a stage you say, I've got to get horses. I've got to get KZN bred horses that qualify. And it's a big plus.
Certainly. And, I just looked at a lot of interest last year. I actually, the 2 trainers that I use, one in KZN, Uncle Den and Alan Greef down in PE, I gave them a real...
They look very like those 2.
Yeah, no, in body shape, yeah.
Yeah.
And I gave them a hell of a talking to, because both of them had horses that came off the sale unsold.
Yes, that you gave to them.
That I gave to them. And
Right.
I said, okay, well, have a go. I couldn't get a bid. The one turned out to be a 5-time winner in the Eastern Cape, and it was a champion 2-year-old, and who won the Group 3 there, beat all the colts from Cape Town. So that is the quality that is going, not because it was mine,
Sure.
but that's happened with a lot of these horses, unsold or reasonably priced for you and I, the battlers, and they do well. They do very well.
Yeah, it's a sale. I agree with you. You certainly can, but I think the interest is going to pick up. And what I like about it, the top stallions are represented there.
Yeah, all the top stallions, your Silvanos, your Dynasty, Captain L, give me the green light.
Oratorio,
You mentioned or earlier on, I heard Oratorio, and I have a big thing for Oratorio, and I speaking to a couple of the trainers who've got 3 or 4 of them, they were wishing that they had 8 or 9.
Yes, the talk's good.
Yeah, they seem to be very... The horses that will come on late 2-year-old, 3-year-old is going to be their chop when they're really going to do well.
So give me the green light. Looks like he's moving into
Oh,
the
yeah.
place of these top
Yeah.
horses who are getting old. The top
Yeah,
boys
they are getting old, and then you've got, Master of My Fate,
Yes.
Bol Silvana.
Yeah,
I
Kararis,
think Kararis,
Judd Potts,
yes. Judd Potts, they all are.
Remember in Seattle, you've
Yeah.
got some good stallions there that
Yeah,
can
yeah.
send you a top horse, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a great sale to go to.
Yeah.
And over 2 days, and I do know international auctioneer Steve Davis is coming as well, which adds flavour to the occasion. It's a beautiful time of the year, isn't it?
It is a nice time of the year, and speaking to my mate Eugene from Boland,
Yeah.
he said to me, well, he always comes for the July.
That's
he said,
what
"But
everyone comes for."
Yeah, he was saying that his horses got here last year wearing their winter coat,
Yes.
and after 3 days they were spick and span shining.
Yeah, that happens. It really is great there. But as you say, people come in from all over the country and from other parts of the world for the Vodacom Durban July. It's a great attraction. And then 2 days before, you've got this wonderful week. That's why I think it stands out, where you've got all the guys get together for a golf day. Phil Georgia puts on the comedy evening.
Yeah.
You've got 2 days of great sale.
Yeah.
And then it culminates with the Vodacom Durban July, 12 races.
No, certainly, James, and also
Left.
I don't know why.
I'm
I
the
keep
good-looking
saying
one.
James.
Never forget
okay,
that.
No, I thought it was James. That's why I was saying James, the good-looking one.
I've got a bad side.
No, left also on Durban July Day. All right, as we know, Sunday, this coming Sunday is the Breeders' Day, and I mean,
right.
there's 200,000 rand every race, and
Fantastic.
I think R1 million for the big race. But
Yes.
Durban July Day, horses that are sold on this sale
Race for
are
R1 million.
racing for R1 million, and for those that don't know, do you know that last year there were only 5 horses in that field that had won a race?
Well, I'm safe.
I've
I've got 2 going for it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, no,
There you go.
it's a fantastic stake. One of our owners who's got a horse who's going to go into that race has come out from America.
There you go.
He's
You've got to have a chance because, I think it's a 14-horse field.
Yes.
So, you get into that.
1,300 metres.
Yeah.
Lovely distance, and it's the right time for young horses.
Yeah.
So it looks very good. Now let's talk more on a personal issue. Your stud have been breeding some very good horses over the years. You put your money behind it. Now, have you got horses on the sale?
Well, James, not to...
Left.
James, left.
I'm
left.
going to keep reminding you if you don't mind.
No, do that, because, at my age, you start doing things,
I know what you mean, Colin. I know what you mean.
Left, I've got 17 on the sale.
Oh, you're stepping them out, eh?
No, I am stepping them out, and I've gone for quality mares. Those that don't conform, I give them away or whatever. And, I've also gone for the better stallions. I mean, you mentioned Oratorio, etc., and that's, from my draft, that's what you would have there.
Yeah.
So you've got a chance.
Good. We've got a chance. You've got to get them out there. No, that's the great news. Now, this year, at the KZN sale, minimum bid 10 grand, is that right?
That is correct, yeah.
You've got to pay 10 to take a horse away at least.
First bid 10, and then the horse is yours, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how it goes. I do like the venue. I've liked it there for years.
Look, this year, the venue has actually changed. I don't know if you've been past the buyer. They, on the right-hand side of the actual complex, they have a new domed building.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that'll be us, and they have all the events, concerts, etc., etc.
Is there a bar near there?
Yes,
for the
certainly.
buyers?
No, the bar will always be there. Don't worry about that. No, that certainly will be there.
Yeah, so it looks very, very good. There's 2 ways of looking at it. I try and, as you do as well, try and look at worldwide trends with sales. Even in our country, you get a great sale and you get a not too great sale. And where do you think this one's going to fit in?
James, I think that James,
I'm going to leave you.
Left, okay. Left, this sale, I think, is the sale that fits into everybody's pocket.
Yes.
They put it to you that way. And it's becoming, I think you quite correctly said earlier on, it's becoming a very popular sale.
Yeah.
In that you can get quality
Yeah.
at the price
That's affordable.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what I've also noticed is a lot of syndications coming along.
Yeah, it's the way to go.
Yeah,
it's the way to
something
go.
we're working on very hard on. And you know, talking about sales in the future, certainly BSA side, you know, watch the space, because there's a lot of innovative, I think it is the word, ideas.
Initiative.
And as well.
Yeah.
That will be coming out, and I think we are tending to listen to our buyers out there.
Yes.
As you quite correctly said, Australia,
Yeah.
UK, people who go to
America,
these sales,
yeah.
you know, you must get switched on, you know, otherwise you're going to get left behind in the stampede.
Well, last year I had an Argentinian guy, an American guy, an Australian guy, and Tubbs Riddell's coming out to buy this year. So it's good, Englishman. So I think it's got a wonderful place on our calendar, and as I said, the timings, everything. So it's all stations go. But just getting back to your organisation that you chair, there's a positive vibe coming through.
Very positive, and you know, the for me, number one must be the vendor.
Yes.
That's what my job is, to look after the vendor, listen to the vendor.
Yes.
And obviously within reason, you see them right, put it that way. But, you know, our number one in the Constitution is to breed affairs and obviously to organise sales, etc., for them. And, you know, I'm like a stuck record. I believe that the TBA in the past, and I'm going back years, was, you know, and I'll probably get castrated for this, but gelded, but I don't care.
Yeah, of course.
It was, in my book, an old boys club.
Yes.
No longer. We are running a business.
Good.
And that's how things must be. And I think us, the buyer, the vendor, that's what we appreciate. That's what we want.
Oh, well, I'll throw one curveball at you, which would be remiss of me not to.
Yeah.
Speaking to a lot of trainers, and I'm talking about sales countrywide, these premiums that you have to pay to qualify to go into races, where if a guy is a vendor and he sells the horse at your sale, or he puts the horse up for sale, doesn't get his price, buys it back at 20 grand, then gets a bull for 25 grand. That's just not on. But that's happening. That is happening around for all the different sales. Now, if a guy buys and wants to qualify for all these races next year, there's premiums to be paid.
But once the horse has been in the sale, in the ring,
Yes.
you've qualified.
Yes, but what are you charging him to go into those big races? Anything extra?
Well, he's paying X amount to enter the horse, which,
Fair enough. Now he's got that out the way.
and then when the horse is accepted, he's paying X amount. Okay. Horse is sold.
Yes.
He pays a percentage, like everybody does
Yes.
in the world.
What is your we'll call it series fee, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Are there
Now
series fees?
all that goes into the kitty,
Yes.
which then starts. It does. It pays all the listed races, the group races.
You've got to find money. All I'm saying to you is there is a school of thought that you're buying a cheap horse with your mate, you get down there and you pay 20 grand, and suddenly you've got a bill for the series fee, you've got a bill because you've the fee, and it adds up, and it's becoming compulsory with the...
No, James. If you have a look at the
Left.
James left. If you look at the you know, the tick the boxes as such.
It's obligatory.
No, you don't have to tick a box. If you don't tick a box, you don't qualify.
That's important.
Yeah.
That is very important.
No,
so
you
a
don't
guy
have-
can make his own call.
You don't have to tick. We the vendors,
Yes.
we pay.
Yes.
That is
That's the norm.
that's done. Yeah. But you the buyer, you don't have to tick no box.
So you don't have to go series fee if you
No.
don't want it. You think, I
No.
don't think this horse will qualify for the... But with so many attractions coming up, like we're doing the week before, and the big race on Vodacom Durban July Day, who determines what amount? Who says, what should that series fee go? Do you guys sit together and say, is it 5 grand, is it 10 grand, is it 20 grand?
Well, I mean, I'm
And
a
it's to tick the box.
Yeah, you know, you tick our boxes. I think, and I speak under correction. I think this one is 1,000 rand.
That's all.
Yeah, I think so. The
Well, even even a couple of grand is not too bad. But it's
No,
when you're
no.
getting lumbered 10, 15, that's
oh,
when people are under pressure.
That's never with our sales.
Sure.
With TBA, no. I think at the national, you pay 3 grand.
Yeah, fair enough.
2.5 or 3.
Because you've got a 50 minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all relative.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so, well, that's good. As long as people out there know that they can tick the box, it won't be an exorbitant amount. You go with the usual stuff.
And, I think you also covered insurance-wise. I think you're covered for 90 days.
90
Thereafter, it's your call whether you want insurance or not.
That's right. Well, that's interesting. But I think we've cleared it up nicely and people will know what to expect. Scribo, wonderful having you in the studio.
Well, always a pleasure with you, Lef. we go back. We go back a long way.
We go back a long way. We're allowed to laugh at each other.
You
started to look a lot like Craig Peters. Do you know that?
Oh, jeez, my mate Craig Peters. Yeah.
You just said, I just looked at the TV screen now.
You're just looking at the shiny head.
No. Grass doesn't grow on a busy road.
Well, that's what they told me.
Your mother told you you'll come out on top one day.
Always.
She was right.
Always, yeah.
Scribo, thanks very much. It's always entertaining and amusing with you, and we've got the facts out there, and I'm pleased that your organisation is now a business going forward.
Right, thank you very much. Pleasure being here.
Excellent. There we go. Lee Scriban telling us all about it.
Your world of winners is now online at www.teletrack.com. Simply subscribe to log into your account from any mobile device in South Africa and access a wide variety of content from our membership package options. Listen in via a live audio stream, catch live racing locally and internationally, or view a wide variety of Teletrack magazine shows to stay informed and updated on the go at any time. It's never been easier. Go to teletrack.com now.